going around a circle driveway and seeing two Cybertrucks. Elon, what are you thinking? Right? Learning how to shift into a lower gear if you're stuck in mud, snow. Learning when to turn on your blinker, 100 feet, half a block. Turning on too early, you confuse drivers. Turning on too late, you're going to get rear-ended. I like this because this gave you some visual pictures. And this helped you understand. So let's keep it going. What do you mean lower gear? I thought lower gear. I thought that was only in manuals. The answer is no. Some of your, okay, for instance, the Ford F-150s, they have a 10-speed transmission. Let's pretend you're driving in mud. Your transmission will shift to gear 4 or 5 to give you more power in the mud and snow. Bam, Natalie. Let's pretend you're on the highway. Beautiful day. Your transmission will shift into a lower gear so you have better fuel economy. This is why automotive manufacturers have 8-speed transmissions, 9-speed transmissions, and 10-speed transmissions. You don't believe me? Look it up. Look up 10-speed transmissions and fuel economy, and you'll see automotive manufacturers are making transmissions with more gears to give you more fuel economy. Older cars have a 3-speed transmission, okay? Drive, 3, 2, and 1. When your transmission has more gears, you can be into lower gear and your engine turns at a lower RPM and you get better fuel economy. In automatic cars, the answer is, Logan, yes. As you step on the gas, the car will shift from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7. Some cars have a skip gear. If you press it gradually, it might start in 2. Let's pretend you're in the snow. Your tires are slipping in gear 1 and 2. It might start in gear 3 and then skip to gear 5 and then 7, 8, 9, 10. Look it up if you don't believe me. So cars do have smarter technologies. Older cars, say under 2018, 2014, don't have the computers and they don't have as many gears. So this is why you have cars with bigger, yes, go ahead, Carter, you're good. Okay, so cars do shift. Like the driver's car we have, it's a 2010. When you push your foot on the gas, it goes bump, bump, bump. In a computer controlled car, it will be much smoother. You wouldn't even feel it shift. And sometimes the computer may say, okay, the conditions are right, I'm going to shift to a different gear. You're learning a lot. I like the questions. But many of you, it's not important. You just want a car that works. So every car is a little bit different. Let's keep it going. I like those questions. I'm going to give you some more test prep. Hold on. Seth, can you do me a favor? Seth, can you do me a favor and mute yourself, please? Thank you, bro. All right, we're going to continue to elevate you and giving you some good information. I love your questions. Put questions here and give this thing a thumbs up. Let's keep it going. And to answer more of your question, Logan, about that, if you lift your foot off the gas, the transmission may shift into a lower or higher gear. It's based on the speed, the load. Are you going downhill? Are you going uphill? Are you towing something? The temperature of the transmission. There are a lot of variables. We're going to look at some other test stuff right now. Okay, let's look at this. So I'm going to ask the question and you're going to put in the answer. So what type of risk does driving involve? Right? You put in the risk that driving involves. So I need you to put in the type of risk that driving involves. The question says, driving, is it risk-free? Risk becomes free with the experience. Risk involves regular risk. The risk is only with other traffic. What up? What up? So I want you to put in some of the risk that you have seen as a beginning driver. First, I'm going to tell you, don't put regular risks. I already know that. What are some of the risks you've seen as a beginning driver? What are some of the risks that you go through? Let me talk about it. You run yellow lights. We could get hit. You pull out in front of cars. We could get hit. You don't check your blind spot and make a lane change. You turn in the wrong lane. You turn on your left blinker, but you should be going right. Yes, the car could catch on fire if you have a fuel leak. You drive when you're really tired. You are going too slow merging on the expressway. You're going too fast merging on the expressway. You're angry when you drive. Yes, some people are under the influence. You run lights, hydroplane, not yielding. Yes, we're in a Cybertruck neighborhood and you see a yield sign, you don't yield and the car's coming. Okay, we haven't seen many yield signs. And if you know what a yield sign is, type yes. If you don't, type no. So typically a lot of newer neighborhoods, they don't have signs anymore. Okay, what color's the yield sign then if you know? Put in the color, right? So because I'm an instructor, I drive with risk every day. I'll see you 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Hi. You could run a light. You might not stop and rear in the truck. You might make a right turn and pull out in front of a car. You could be going too fast in the wrong lane or too slow in the wrong lane. Okay? The alternator, you might not know this. I have the answer, son. The alternator charges the battery. All cars have alternators. Okay? All cars have alternators. Thank you. All cars have alternators. They charge the battery. If you leave your headlights on all night, your battery will be drained. The alternator charges the battery up. Okay, alternators don't last forever. Sometimes, let's pretend you put in a stereo in your car. You put in a new screen. You put in things that pull a lot of power. Your alternator has to work harder. Your battery has to work harder. It might overextend. You do have to check your fuel gauge. A lot of beginners don't do that. Okay, and then you run out of gas. You can get a ticket. Thank you. Stopping distance is, and this is a good question, perception, reaction, and braking distance. Perception is when you see the hazard.